What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, I want you all to understand, I don't get any enjoyment coming out here and bashing this game again and again and again. I wish I could treat it like every other game that I've been covering, because I absolutely love Skate. But sometimes these things just have to be said, and seriously, these updates are so unbelievably lackluster. And I'll be real, it seems like players notice this as well, and they just are continuously dipping. They're not even bothering coming in to try these experiences. They see it online, and they're instantly like, yep, I mean, this is not what anybody asked for. So either we wait, or we simply uninstall and just leave the game. But guys, before we go ahead and dive on deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys are interested, I'll link that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so again, you guys know my mentality. I have to say it every single time because I don't want people to think that I'm just sitting here hating on the game. I think this game is very fun. The animations are very clean. I enjoy skating around. But every single time they put out an update, it doesn't resolve any of the main issues, and it never introduces anything that would genuinely bring people back to the overall experience. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Halloween update. And I want you guys to know the clips that you're going to be seeing aren't going to be fancy. I'm not trying to hit any crazy lines. I'm just skating around as, quickly as possible to showcase all of these community parks, because I'll be real, I don't really enjoy any of them. Yes, there is one that I enjoy, but again, like I said, I'll discuss this later on in the video, but the mass majority are very, very, very lackluster. And again, this is like the only change when it comes to the Halloween event. When I think of Halloween, I thought they were going to either dim the light so it's not as bright outside, it could be closer to nighttime. It doesn't have to be pitch black where you can't see anything, but they could have definitely made it a bit darker. I was expecting Halloween decorations all around the city. I was just expecting more from, again, a AAA development team that's funded by EA. But at the same time, I can't blame this development team because they're focusing on so many other things. This is probably the last thing that they want to go ahead and do right now. But again, I'll discuss that later in the video. Let's just dive into the details of this Halloween event. Again, it came with 3 community-made maps, which aren't really, community-made, of course, as you guys already know. I believe they're put together by the devs. They have a team behind the scenes that put these together. But I'll be real, after playing on them, they really make me think they are AI generated because the mass majority of them don't have any flow whatsoever. You could try to fight me on this one. But let's be honest here. Goldcrest, the inside, spooky mansion. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It has some interesting locations, some hidden spots here and there that you could try to explore. But when it comes to skating it, pointless. Indoors, you can't get any air whatsoever without slamming yourself into the rooftop. So you can't really skate inside. You have to do very basic stuff because, God forbid, you go any faster. You're going to just literally flop every single time you try to do a trick. And then, of course, outdoors with the mega ramp. I was so excited to see this. I'm like, whoa, a mega ramp? Count me in. This is awesome. Just to find out that when you take off from the mega ramp, there's nothing on the other side to really keep the momentum going. It's like you take off from the mega ramp and you're instantly met with just landing flat and losing all speed, and you can't keep anything going. Like, I'm going to be very honest here, and I'm not trying to be a douchebag whatsoever. I'm trying to be very critical. But seriously, these community maps, there's only one map, and again, I'll discuss it later. There's only one map to me personally that has flow to it. The rest are just like, seriously, I have to ask, did AI make this? I'm being so serious right now. Did AI make this? Because I can't imagine, and again, I'm not trying to be mean here because it might be someone's job that I'm talking about, but sometimes you got to be very critical. I can't imagine a human being putting together a skate park like this where the flow is stopped every single time you get any type of sequence going. You can't do anything. I'm being so serious with you. You literally can't do anything. And the majority of the parks, like, when you go from one end to the other, there's no flow to go back. So you have to start at one point and go, stop, repeat, go, repeat, and basically just go off of your marker. You can't just flow back and forth between the parks here and there. No such thing. You have to start at one side of the park or the other, and you have a one-way direction, and then you're instantly stopped. And like I said, this is all of the Halloween event, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing else going on in the city. There's nothing else really to do. This is the event, these custom maps. But don't worry, not all the community maps are trash. The one at Hedgemont is easily the best one, and I'll be real, it's probably the best custom that we've seen in a very long time. This park is really cool. Yeah, the outskirts of it are a little iffy. It's just a handful of grind rails, so on and so forth, and some interesting flow, but I'll tell you right now, the community park at Hedgemont has easily the best vert gameplay you'll probably ever see within this skate experience. If you enjoy vert skating, please go to to this community park. It is unbelievably fun, especially since you can get on top of the crane and just, kind of skydive into the actual vert ramp itself. Oh my god, don't even get me started, man. I will say this is the community park that has gotten the most time out of me, and you can definitely tell it's getting the most time out of everybody else as well, because if you go on the map, this is where everybody is at. Nobody's anywhere else besides at Hedgemont, just going ahead and, having a good time. It's actually a pretty good park. So you know what? In a sea of negativity right now when it comes to a Halloween event, I'll give them props on this one. Whoever put together the Hedgemont Community Park, 2 thumbs up from me. It has some iffy areas, but overall the flow actually works and it functions, and it's pretty fun to go ahead and skate around. Lastly is the park by Market Mile, and I'll be real, this is probably my least favorite of the 3. I would honestly rather go back to the mansion where I'm slapping my head against the ceiling over and over, because at least there I can kind of just maybe skate a little bit lower and try to avoid going too high, and I can still enjoy it and get some cool plays going on there. But here at Market Mile, it's just like of course they have a center bowl, but I hate it. It's irrelevant. I don't like it at all, and I never see anybody skating down there. And then of course you have 2 separate sides, and you also have a little weird not obstacle course, but on the other end, the other park here at Market Mile, it's like a little circle that you do, not a circle, but it's kind of like an X formation. You just go around and around and around. Not that much fun. So this main park here is probably where you'll go and get all the enjoyment, but it's basically just like a street skate session. It's a street park, and it's only 2 sides to it. No flow on the other end, so once you go ahead and get down it, it's basically like a session marker park, where you just go and reset, go, reset, go, reset. It gets boring very quickly because I can literally do this anywhere else in the city, and I'll tell you right now, I did. I just, at a certain amount of time, I could not continuously skate these because it just became too stale when the whole city offers so much more. And as I stated, I'm just so disappointed they did nothing with the city. It doesn't even feel like Halloween besides going to these 3 specific parks, and over half of them you could barely even skate for long periods of time without getting bored, besides the one at Hedgemont, because it actually has some decent variety. The rest are just okay, cool, I guess it's interesting, but you're going to be there for 10 to 15 minutes, and it becomes irrelevant. And the funniest part about it is that, realistically, the only reason people are even going to these parks right now is because of the challenges. Basically, they added in a 4th currency, but don't worry, the 4th currency is not purchased currency. It's just for this specific event. And basically the main way of earning this currency is going to your, challenge tab and doing the challenges specifically made for this overall event here. But one of the challenges are to actually go to each and every park and do the specific challenges that are placed here. And believe it or not, in typical EA fashion right now when it comes to skate, none of those challenges are loading for me. So thank the heavens, I had, friends online who could hop into my match and activate the challenges for me. We could just do a group challenge, which still sucked because over half the time, because the challenges are still bugged and they haven't resolved anything, they won't even complete. So we have to reset the challenge multiple times just to go ahead and get through it. It's a nightmare. But the point being made is that, let me say this first. All the content you can go ahead and purchase with the base currency for this event is trash. It's all garbage, and the only things that are worth it are things that you can actually purchase with real in-game currency, your real money. So don't worry, you're not going to be missing out on much if you don't even want to bother this event. But there are cool little things that are going to be coming up, I think weekly almost, but you can only go ahead and get the cool item by completing all the tasks that are set up for the event. And the first item here, I don't know if it's going to be any more, but as I'm saying, the first item here is the board that you're actually watching me rock right now. Sadly, it doesn't actually have this, red haunted underglow. You only get this underglow when you're skating in the Halloween parks. But it's a cool looking board. I liked it. So I said, you know what? Since this is the only thing worth grinding for throughout this whole event right now, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But one of the challenges was to complete the main challenge for each community park, and it wouldn't come up. So lo and behold, the only item that's worth it, I could not unlock unless I had a friend online to go ahead and set it up for me. Meaning that I was completely soft-locked from the overall, final objective, the final prize. Because again, nothing works properly in the game. Again, thank you to all the homies that hopped into my game, that, pushed these challenges for me so I can actually complete it. If it wasn't for you guys, this review would probably be a lot worse than it is right now, because that would have really set me off if I couldn't get this board because the challenge doesn't want to load up. But again, here we are, and I actually got it, but just keep in mind, it's not only me, it's a lot of other people out there. So if you don't see the ghost icon next to the challenge, just know it's bugged. You should see it. The challenge should be right over the community park. It'll have a little ghost icon next to it. But if that's not there, you're going to have to try to find a friend to hop on for you and set it up, because it's not going to load up. I tried to, close the game 50 different freaking times. Nothing ever happened. So, yeah, good luck when it comes down to that one, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, oh boy, it does not end there. This is something that I saw on the Reddit board, and I didn't even know it was a thing going on right now. But basically, as you can see right here, this is a skin that I believe is already in the game. I forget if it's in the Battle Pass, or if you can go ahead and get it through one of the loot boxes that are in the game for just playing, the in-game challenges. But instead of actually doing something unique right away for Halloween, which they do, I'm not going to say they don't have, all uninspired cosmetics coming on into the game. Don't get me wrong. I think other things are going to be dropping within, the upcoming weeks, but who cares, because it's only going to be paid content in the game that's already butchering, the player base right now. But this is what they... This is what they changed it to, guys. This is a brand new skin in the store right now. They turned the outfit black, and they're going to charge you $20 for this. And I'm assuming you probably have to buy a $25 pack just to go ahead and unlock this one. Guys, this is the point that we're at right now within Skate. It genuinely feels, I'm not trying to say the developers don't care, because I know they do, but it genuinely feels like they don't care. And the reason it feels this way is that the devs have no time to put an effort for these events right now. This has to be all because of EA, and they want to milk this game as fast as possible. It is clear as day that this game was not ready to ship. It was not ready to launch, let alone be an early access. And if it is an early access, it should be treated as a beta where there's no anything going on. You can't purchase anything, no battle passes, nothing that you could actually purchase. That's how they should be handling it, as they continuously make the game better and better, get the rest of the tricks in the game, expand upon the map and make it larger and more, effort put into the overall experience, get better camera options. There's so many things the community is complaining about that they should have been doing. But instead, EA is forcing them to push out events that are so lifeless, and you could tell that they just don't care right now. They're probably so hard at work trying to make sure the rest of the game works. And I mean, there's still bugs that have gone unresolved since the launch of the game. People are still soft locked. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Things have been going bad since day one. They have not improved, and they're still absolutely shoving stuff into the store still. This is all because Skate is free to play, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if they just took the time and weren't greedy, didn't want to make a mobile version of Skate and said, you know what, we'll make Skate 4 instead, and they'll charge us the full price, it would have been probably way more complete. But since it's free to play, this is what we got to basically deal with. It's honestly kind of sad. And as you can see right here, the player count isn't getting any better. Players aren't stupid. This isn't, anything shocking or new that I'm telling you guys. Players have been dipping, even from the previous event. It did nothing for the numbers. Nobody cares about anything that's going on in the game when it still doesn't function and still doesn't have the correct amount of content that it should to keep a player active within the overall experience. Nobody's going to stick around. How do they expect to milk anybody if there's no players to even go ahead and milk? They have to get the game fixed. They have to resolve these issues, bring forward the content that should be in the game, and then by all means, go on your milk session and do all this crazy stuff. But this is such a bad look to give us, again, basically nothing. Bare bone content, parks that don't even have any flow. I mean, they couldn't even go ahead and dim the lights of the city or just add some freaking pumpkins around the map. I mean, that would have been like a 20-minute job for someone to just, go ahead and run around the map and say, oh, a pumpkin will look cool here, a pumpkin will look cool there. They could have done the most simplest of things, and they still did not. No effort at all to go ahead and just spice things up while players are feeling down. I don't know what to tell you, man, but seriously, EA is doing a number to Skate. It's not fun to watch. I hope they can turn it around, but I don't even know if there's going to be any players around anymore, by the time they can do such a thing. But I guess we'll find out. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.